Welcome to the Citrix Virtual Hackathon. And now, kicking off your digital journey, here is our Vice President of Workspace Systems and Analytics, Steve Wilson.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Citrix Virtual Hackathon. As you can see, I'm coming to you from my home office / part-time recording studio, and everybody else you're going to be hearing from during the session is going to be coming to you from their homes as well. With everything going on in the world, we have changed our regular Citrix Converge developers conferences into a purely online format. Now, Citrix is all about the future of work, so I'm sure we're going to figure this out, and we're going to have a really good time doing it. And so to that end, we've developed two new things that we want to share with you. One of them is the new online learning path for these new Citrix Workspace technologies. We've developed a set of online sessions, online materials, tutorials that are going to take you through everything you need to get started and start developing these new exciting technologies like microapps for the workspace. And the other piece of this is the Citrix Virtual Hackathon. That's going to allow you to show off what you've done, share it with other developers, and maybe even win some prizes. We're going to be offering you online support, office hours through Slack. So there's going to be a lot of ways to interact with the actual engineers developing these technologies. Now, what we're going to do first is go over and learn a little bit about some of the business problems that we're trying to solve with these technologies. So we're going to go over and hear from my friend Fouad, who's going to take us through that. Fouad, over to you.
Thanks for the intro, Steve. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you're all staying safe and are covered on the toilet paper front. Sorry for the slides. My mom says I have a face for radio, so I think you're all going to be better off at the end of the day. What I'm going to do today is talk a little bit about the philosophy behind why we're all here, the problem that we're trying to solve. At its simplest, work sucks. Work is broken. I have visited over 2,000 companies in the last 7 years, and everyone, regardless of size, has the same problem. Work is broken, and it's killing both employees and employers. But here's the good news. We're engineers. We don't just lament problems, we fix problems. But how can you really fix work and invent the future of work when you don't understand the essence of work? When I think about work, I think about two major buckets or types of work. On one side, you've got kind of the repetitive, structured, busy work that somehow manages to never end and fills our days. I think you guys know TPS reports. I think you know those horrible email workflows. I think you guys know copying and pasting between systems, something that we do 134 times a day. This is the stuff that just never ends and fills our days. On the other side, the other bucket of work is that unstructured creative work that we love doing. It's why we were hired. It's our special skill. It's our craft. It's what we look to hone. Now, what I can tell you is this. The stuff on the left is soul-sucking. It's horrible. Nobody wants to do it. The stuff on the right is engaging. It's why we take a job in the first place. It's why we're at work. When you look at where we're spending our time today at work, things are screwed up. We're spending 85% of our time doing busy work, sitting in meetings, trying to find information to make choices, and only 15% of our time creating work. This doesn't make sense. When you ask employees where they want to spend their time, guess what? They want to flip it exactly around. They want to spend 85% of their time doing that unstructured creative work. And here's the crazy thing. So do our employers. We're all aligned with what we're trying to achieve. Shift our time back to what we were hired to do. Because at the end of the day, employees all want the same thing from work. Yes, they want autonomy. Yes, they want a sense of purpose, but at the core, they want to be able to master a skill, master their craft, and create value for their organization. What is standing in the way of better work? It's actually really simple. Horrible, antiquated employee experiences. Now, I'm kind of tired that they keep slipping a picture of my office into these presentations. I'm sorry, I'm old, I love printouts, but yes, these are the experiences that we're giving our employees today. Now, sometimes when I talk about experiences, people are like, sounds lame, sounds not real. But it turns out tons of research has been done around employee experience. MIT calls employee experience the day-to-day reality of work, defined by 4 things: the IT tools that we have to work with, the processes and workflows that govern and create our order of operations, behavioral norms on how to collaborate, how to be creative, how to communicate with your peers, and the physical environment that we have to work with. Okay. Now, here's what I've learned over the last 7 or 8 years. Employee experience and the investment in employee experience will drive business outcomes for our companies. Employee experience drives employee engagement and employee productivity. A better employee experience delivers better employee engagement and better employee productivity. Now, sometimes we conflate these 2 things. Okay, engagement is this idea that we wake up and we each have like 100 units of energy that we can bring to the party, and we don't bring it all the time. Productivity is each of those units of energy creating some economic output. Now, we know this in a measurable way. When you deliver bad employee experiences, people will have less energy, be less engaged with work. They will say, the system is out to beat us, and they will not be productive. Conversely, when you deliver a good experience and IT disappears into the background and becomes wind in your sails, guess what? You're more engaged because you're doing the work that you love, and you'll be more productive. And oh, by the way, these things compound. Okay? You take a bad experience and a good experience person, and you're going to look at somebody who can be 10 times as productive. And don't roll your eyes. This is scientifically proven and measured for supervisory roles, non-supervisory role, high skill roles, low skill roles, 10x, 15x, 20x, 25x difference between engaged and disengaged employees. So how can we work to define the future of work together? Well, it's in attacking processes and workflows. How can we work together to shift the balance? 85% of our time in busy work to 15% of our time in busy work. And it's going to happen by, again, attacking processes and workflows. And to do that, to define the future of work together, okay, we need a platform. We need a platform that allows us to easily integrate into every different system of record, whether it's in the cloud, whether it's on-prem, whether it's homegrown. Build orchestration, event orchestration, and workflows simply and easily. Offer low-code tooling to create a consistent, harmonious experience for the end user across all their different systems of record, and ultimately allow that work to be consumed wherever the employee exists. And that's the workspace. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now back to you, Steve.
Oh, welcome back. I was just checking some stuff on my phone. And really, that is the lead into the next section. When we look at the experiences that we're giving our customers and our employees in the enterprise space, and we compare that to the great experiences they're getting in the mobile space, there's some really key things that are missing. And these are what the workspace is designed to help you provide. It's things like an integrated feed that bring together all of the most important information that you need and notify you when you need it. It's about clear one-click actions that you can do with minimal context switching to get your job done as quickly as possible. And it's also about things like search, virtual assistants, and artificial intelligence that just work and make your job easier. Now, to make this all real for us, we're going to go over and we're going to talk to Jay. Jay is going to take us through a demo of these new workspace technologies and let you see it in action. So, Jay, over to you.
Thanks, Steve. So in this hackathon, you're going to be setting up integrations between the Citrix Workspace platform and third-party apps like Salesforce or Jira. And this will allow your users to execute quick workflows against those systems. But before you get started building your own microapp, let's take a quick look at what the finished product will look like for your end users, starting with the mobile app. The Workspace app presents me with a feed where I can see notifications from different applications that are relevant to me, and which allow me to perform some quick actions. Like here's a course that's available for registration. I can just go ahead and register for this right from within the Workspace app because it already has my identity and it already has a connection back to our learning management system. Same with this expense report. I can open up the expense report, view the details, and just do the approval right here instead of needing to go and launch Concur. I'll go ahead and click Approve, and that will make an API call back to SAP Concur to approve that expense. Now, in addition to the notifications that you're seeing in the feed, there's also a list of actions that I can perform on the go. Let's say I want to create a quick task for myself in Salesforce. So there's a Microapp for that. Instead of needing to launch Salesforce and navigate into the task app, I'll just enter in a quick note here to call Tom about some licenses that I needed to get and click submit. And again, this has the integration with the Salesforce system of record to go and create that task there. And then maybe I've also got some equipment problems, so I need to submit an incident. My company uses ServiceNow for that, so put in a short description here of, say, my monitor is broken. Desktop monitor is broken, and hit submit. And that will go ahead and create the incident in ServiceNow. So you can see with the mobile app how quickly I'm able to navigate and perform tasks that would otherwise require me to launch a bunch of different applications to get things done. Okay, now let's take a look at the Workspace desktop experience and how to get started using the Microapp Builder on Citrix Cloud. From the desktop, you can log on to the Workspace using your domain credentials, and you'll see the same feed that was presented on the mobile app. Here you can click on a feed card in order to load a page, and the details behind that notification will show up. In this case, it's a form, so I'll type Kara is great to work with, and I can click submit on that, and that will provide my input back to the HR system. The catalog of actions is here as well, and I'll show you how this shows up for users based on subscriptions. For ServiceNow, here's the list of incidents, and you can see that incident at the top there that I just submitted saying that my desktop monitor is broken. Here I'd be able to get even more detail or even update or make a comment on the status of that case right here from within Workspace. In order to make these microapps available, we use the Citrix Cloud dashboard. So this is where, as a Microapp Builder, you'd come and find the Microapps service in Citrix Cloud. Click on Manage, and the system for building integrations and developing your notifications in Microapps is all here. So once you're in the Microapp service, click to get started. And the first thing you're going to do is add a new integration. When you add a new integration, you have a few options. First, you could use one of the Citrix provided templates. So we have some templates built in for some of the most common SaaS apps. Let's use Salesforce as an example. What you would need to do is put in the authentication for a service account, use credentials or OAuth in this case, whatever key or secret you need to get connected to your service, your Salesforce tenant. You could also build a custom integration using our HTTP connector for any application that provides a REST API. Once you have the integration built, you can begin synchronizing data. And so on the synchronization settings, you can have a full synchronization, which means all of the entities that you configured will be fetched from the system of record. And then you can also configure an incremental sync, which is just what's changed since the last incremental sync. And you see that there's some different time periods that you can configure for performing those incremental syncs. You can also perform a sync manually from the console here. So that's good that our data is synchronizing. Let's get into the example Microapp. Take a look at the incidents Microapp here. Click on that. And the Microapp contains notifications and pages. So here's a few notifications. If I wanted to take a look at the notification for when an incident state changes, what this is doing is giving you some visual logic where after each sync interval, it will check an incident state to see if it's changed. And if it has, notify the user who opened that incident by looking at the user email column. And you can see that the UI and the content of the notification is all editable here. I can change the card title. or the body of the text that you would see on the card. And when the user clicks on that card, it will take them to a target page. So in this case, we've got an incident detail page. Click the pencil icon here to edit the contents of that page. The page is what you would see in the blade after clicking the notification. And here it's a drag and drop tool. You select components on the left. You can associate data elements on the page with data columns in your synchronized database, and then also preview the contents of the microapp right here from within the builder. So I'll click on preview, and you can see a mock-up of what this would look like for the user, all the notifications and pages in that microapp built so far. Once your microapps are built, we'll go back to the listing of microapps in the at the top here. And what governs whether the user sees it is whether they are subscribed to the microapp. So for each microapp, you can edit the subscriptions. This will query your directory to see which users should see the microapp and receive those notifications. Query for the group. I'll assign this one to domain admins. And what that means is that the action page will show up in the action catalog for that group of users. And if a notification fires, then it would show up for people that are in that group. All right, so I hope that gives you a good idea of the types of integrations and user experiences that you can build with the Workspace platform. Steve, back to you.
Hey, welcome back. Hopefully that demo gave you a really good idea about what you're going to be able to do with these new technologies. But let's talk about the specifics of this event. There's really two parts that we're looking at. We're looking at a new online learning path that we've developed that's going to let you get up to speed on these technologies really quickly, and the virtual hackathon that's going to give you a way to get support from the Citrix engineers to show off what you've done and maybe even win some cool prizes too. So Sunny is our hackathon master. He's been running hackathons inside Citrix for the last year or so. And we're bringing in his expertise to help run this hackathon globally now. So we're going to go over and check out what Sunny's got for you. Sunny, take it away.
Thanks, Steve. Hey everybody, my name is Sunny Chen, and I'm happy you can be here with us today. Today I'm going to share with you two important things, the first of which being our new online learning path, full of robust content to get you started writing your first microapp. And second is our virtual hackathon, where you can compete to win some pretty cool prizes. Let's get started. Here you can see our new online learning path. As you can see, we've made it easy for you to find any information you need on building microapps. We have video tutorials, walkthrough guides, FAQs, and links to other resources you may want to check out in order to help you on your journey. All of these links can be found at the bottom of this video. Now let's talk about our virtual hackathon. The hackathon will occur from March 30th to April 10th. Submissions, preferably by video demos of your microapps, should be provided to our Podio site by April 10th. Judging will occur from April 13th to 17th, with the winners being announced on April 17th. Support can be found during the Slack office hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. CET, Central European Time, our microapp forum, or also on Twitter. Links to all these resources can be found on the bottom of this video. And that's it! We've given you the tools, so go ahead and get building. You can win some pretty cool prizes like a trophy. Well, not this one, this is my second grade reading trophy. But you get the idea. Win some cool prizes, win bragging rights, and have some fun along the way. So get signed up, get hacking, and we're excited to see what you can come up with. Back to you, Steve.
One of the most fun parts of our Citrix Converge event back last year was Sean Doe joined us and did a set of live social broadcasts from the event. That's something we're going to carry into this event, although it's going to be a little bit different. And I'm going to let Sean tell you about it now. Sean, over to you.
Thanks, Steve. Hey everybody, it's Shondo, and I wanted to congratulate you on being selected to participate in this virtual hackathon. But I also want to let you know on some super exciting social activities that we're going to be having during the hackathon that you really want to be aware of. All right, first off, make sure you join the Slack channel. That's where you're going to get news, information, updates, help, and that's where I'm going to be conducting one-on-one interviews with you. This is going to be your opportunity to showcase your new skill set, to brag about your knowledge of microapps in the integration with Citrix Workspace. It's a place for you to differentiate your skills. We're going to post them to Slack. We're going to post them to YouTube so everybody knows how amazing you are. So make sure you get in on those one-on-one interviews. Next, we're going to have some really cool giveaways. What are they? I can't tell you. I was sworn to secrecy, and I have to keep that secrecy for now. But trust me, the giveaways you're going to want to get in on for sure. Okay, also, at the end of the hackathon, there's going to be an award ceremony. And the winners of the hackathon get trophies, but they'll also have the opportunity to showcase their microapp creation and integration with Citrix Workspace at the next Citrix Synergy. That's something that you definitely want to be involved in. Okay, everybody, that's it for me. We're all in quarantine anyways. What else do you have to do? Get in on the hackathon and we'll see you there. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Back to you, Steve.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this session today. So I want you to go out, get on the online learning path, get familiar with these technologies, and start hacking. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of awesome technology demonstrations for the hackathon, and looking forward to sharing this with the world. So everybody, go out there, get to it, stay safe, and have fun. See you later.